Have you ever wondered what would happen if the Philippines were to ally with Russia in a potential conflict with China? Well, it's a question that's been making the rounds in the world of geopolitics. Let's set the scene. We're in the middle of a shifting global landscape where alliances are as fluid as the oceans. The Philippines, a key player in the Southeast Asian region, finds itself in a unique position. Geographically, it's nestled in a strategic location, a stone's throw away from the Asian mainland and right on the doorstep of the vast Pacific Ocean. Now let's throw Russia into the mix. A global power, Russia's influence spans continents, and its relationships are as complex as they are numerous. On one hand, it has a history of cooperation with China, a relationship that's been cultivated over decades. On the other hand, it has shown a willingness to engage with nations in the Southeast Asian region, fostering new alliances and partnerships. The Philippines, for its part, has maintained a delicate balance. It has long-standing ties with the United States, a nation that has often found itself at odds with both Russia and China. And yet it has also pursued an independent foreign policy, establishing links with both of these countries. So, where does this leave us? Well, in a world where alliances can shift like the sands, the prospect of Russia aligning with the Philippines is not entirely out of the question. The strategic advantage of the Philippines due to its location could prove beneficial to Russia in a potential conflict with China. However, this potential alliance is not without its complications. It would require a delicate dance of diplomacy, a careful balancing of interests, and a keen understanding of the broader geopolitical landscape. Perhaps the question isn't if Russia would align with the Philippines, but rather, why would they? It's a question that can only be answered by delving deeper into the intricate world of geopolitics. And that's a journey worth embarking on, don't you think? Why would Russia, a global superpower, consider aligning with the Philippines in a potential conflict with China? This question brings us to the crux of the Russia factor. First, let's delve into Russia's geopolitical interests. Russia, as a nation, has always been a player on the global stage. Its interests are vast and varied, encompassing everything from energy resources to political alliances. In the Asia-Pacific region, Russia seeks to assert its influence and power, and an alliance with the Philippines could provide a strategic advantage in this endeavor. Moreover, Russia's historical relationship with China is complex, to say the least. While they've been partners in certain aspects, there have also been periods of tension and rivalry. This dynamic could influence Russia's decision-making process when it comes to potential alliances. Now, how could an alliance with the Philippines benefit Russia? For one, it could offer Russia a foothold in Southeast Asia, a region where it has traditionally held less sway. This could open up new avenues for trade, diplomacy, and military strategy. Additionally, the Philippines' strategic location in the South China Sea could provide Russia with a valuable counterpoint to China's growing influence in the region. But it's not just about geography. The Philippines, with its vibrant economy and growing military capabilities, could prove to be a valuable partner for Russia. An alliance could offer opportunities for collaboration in sectors such as defense, technology, and energy, further strengthening Russia's position on the global stage. However, it's important to remember that geopolitics is a complex game of chess, with moves and counter-moves, alliances and rivalries. Russia's decision to align with the Philippines would depend on a multitude of factors, not least of which is the potential reaction from China and the rest of the world. What do you think? Would Russia consider the Philippines as a strategic ally against China? As we delve deeper into this topic, keep pondering this question. And remember, in the world of international relations, nothing is ever as simple as it seems. Before we delve further into this intriguing scenario, take a moment to hit that subscribe button. Join the ranks of curious minds exploring the complex world of geopolitics. Now let's dive back into our hypothetical scenario. How would the Philippines react to such a scenario? Would it welcome an alliance with Russia? These are questions that prompt a deep dive into the geopolitical landscape of the Southeast Asian nation. The Philippines has always been a key player in the Pacific region, with its diplomatic stance often reflecting a balancing act between the East and the West. It shares a complex relationship with China, marked by a history of territorial disputes in the South China Sea, economic interdependence, and cultural exchanges. On the other hand, ties with Russia have been relatively limited, but recent years have seen a warming of relations. Russia's interest in the Asia-Pacific region, coupled with the Philippines' pursuit of an independent foreign policy, could potentially open doors for a strategic alliance. But what could be the possible benefits and drawbacks of such an alliance? A partnership with Russia could offer the Philippines a counterweight to China's assertiveness in the region. It could also bring in economic opportunities, enhance defense capabilities, and diversify diplomatic relations. However, such a move wouldn't come without its share of challenges. It could strain the Philippines' relations with its traditional allies in the West, potentially affecting economic and military aid. There's also the question of how such an alliance would align with the Philippines' democratic values and human rights stance, given Russia's controversial track record in these areas. The Philippines' stand, therefore, would likely be dictated by a careful evaluation of these factors. It would need to weigh the potential advantages against the possible risks, taking into account its national interests, regional dynamics, and global commitments. So, could the Philippines see Russia as a potential ally against China? It's a question that invites a lot of speculation and debate. At the end of the day, the answer would depend on how the Philippines perceives its strategic priorities and how it can best navigate the complex world of international politics. What are your thoughts? Could the Philippines see Russia as a potential ally against China? Keep wondering. Now imagine the ripple effect this alliance would have on China. The prospect of a Philippines-Russia alliance might be met with a raised eyebrow in Beijing. China, with its long-standing ties to Russia and a complex relationship with the Philippines, would find itself in a conundrum. Historically, China and Russia have walked a delicate dance of cooperation and competition. They've collaborated on economic and political fronts, but also competed for influence in Asia. So, a Russia-Philippines alliance would likely stir the pot, adding an interesting twist to this dynamic. China's relationship with the Philippines, on the other hand, is a blend of conflict and cooperation. The South China Sea dispute, a thorny issue between the two countries, has seen periods of tension and tranquility. The alliance with Russia could potentially tip this balance, forcing China to reassess its South China Sea strategy. Economically, China could feel the pinch too. The Philippines is an important trading partner for China. A new geopolitical alliance might necessitate economic adjustments. China would have to weigh the costs of any potential economic fallout against the benefits of maintaining a strong relationship with Russia. Diplomatically, China might have to tread carefully. China has always advocated for a multipolar world order. An alliance between Russia and the Philippines could be seen as a move towards this, but it could also be seen as a challenge to China's influence in the region. So, how might China respond? It's tough to say for sure. China could double down on its relationships with both countries, striving to maintain the status quo. Or it could see this as a strategic challenge, prompting it to redefine its approach. It might even spark a new era of diplomacy, with China seeking to influence the terms of the alliance itself. Consider the chessboard of international relations. Every move, every alliance sends ripples across the board, affecting the strategies of all players. A Philippines-Russia alliance would certainly make waves, and China, a major player on this board, would have to recalibrate its moves accordingly. How do you think China would react to this alliance? A Philippines-Russia alliance would undoubtedly send shockwaves through the international community. Imagine a world where this alliance comes to fruition. It wouldn't just be a simple reshuffling of the deck. No, it would be a seismic shift in the global order, a ripple effect that would touch every corner of the globe. The world's geopolitical landscape would take on a new dimension, with a fresh player stepping onto the stage. The immediate impact would be most keenly felt in Asia. The balance of power in the region would be fundamentally altered. China, currently a dominant force, could find itself facing a newly emboldened adversary. Japan, South Korea, and other Asian nations would also have to reassess their positions and alliances, but the effects wouldn't stop there. The tremors from this alliance would reach far beyond the Asian continent. The United States, a longtime ally of the Philippines, might find itself in a precarious position. Would it stand by its old ally, or would it pivot towards maintaining its global hegemony? The European Union, too, would be forced to re-evaluate its stance given Russia's increased influence. This potential alliance would not just redraw the political map, it could also significantly impact global stability. The world has grown accustomed to a certain order with established alliances and understood power dynamics. This new alliance could disrupt that order, leading to a period of uncertainty and potential volatility. The ripple effect could lead to a cascade of new alliances as countries scramble to secure their interests in this new world order. Even the global economy could feel the impact. Trade routes, investment priorities, and economic partnerships could all be reshuffled as nations adjust to the new geopolitical reality. But remember, this is all hypothetical. We're merely speculating, exploring potential outcomes of a potential alliance. The future is unpredictable, and the world is ever-changing. In such a volatile world, who knows what alliances tomorrow might bring? In this ever-changing geopolitical landscape, a Philippines-Russia alliance against China remains a fascinating hypothesis. As we've navigated through this topic, we've unearthed a myriad of intriguing elements that make this proposition an interesting one to ponder. We began our journey by exploring the potential reasons for such an alliance. The Philippines, located at a strategic crossroads in the Pacific, might seek to strengthen its security by forming an alliance with Russia, a nation known for its military might and global influence. This would not only provide a robust deterrent against any potential threats, but also give the Philippines a more significant voice in international affairs. But of course, such a significant move would not go unnoticed. We discussed the possible reactions from China, a key player in the region. Given the complex history and relationships between these nations, a Philippines-Russia alliance could potentially trigger a ripple effect in the region, leading to a shift in the balance of power. This could provoke a range of responses from China, from diplomatic negotiations to more assertive actions. This alliance's potential global impact is another important factor to consider. A significant shift in alliances in the Pacific could send shockwaves across the world, affecting everything from international trade to global security. The ripple effect could extend far beyond the region, altering the geopolitical landscape in ways that we can only speculate. In the end, the prospect of a Philippines-Russia alliance against China opens up a Pandora's box of questions and possibilities. It's a testament to the dynamic and unpredictable nature of international relations, where alliances can shift and power dynamics can change in the blink of an eye. As we stand on the brink of these potential changes, we can only speculate about the road ahead, but one thing is certain: the world is watching and the stakes are high. So let's continue to question, to wonder, and to engage with the complexities of our world. Subscribe for more amazing contents and keep wondering about the intriguing possibilities that the future might hold. Don't miss out on future explorations and discoveries. Hit subscribe and ring the bell to stay updated with our new content. Your journey of wonder continues with every video. Stay connected and engaged on social media. Continue the conversation, follow us. Thank you for being a part of the Have You Ever Wondered community. Keep wondering, keep discovering. Until next time.